This is a 1933 Cadillac Model 355C Town Sedan. We're going to take a look at it. This car was delivered new in Portland, Oregon in January of 1933. It was one of the first 1933 models off of the line. And the reason we know that is we take a look inside. We have the original build sheet from Cadillac, which shows you the engine number on this car, which is the serial number, is 3000362. Meaning it was the 361st car built that year. And Cadillac only built less than really 2,100 V8 cars that year. So it was a very low production year, keeping in mind this is the middle of the Depression. The car was ordered all black with red pinstripe, Vincennes red, and Vincennes red wire wheels, which is what the car still sports today. This car has lived in Portland, Oregon, pretty much all of its life. And the interesting thing, it was ordered by a doctor, a dentist, Eugene Vaughn. He and his wife ordered it new and kept it up until his death in 1957. They had no children, so the car was passed actually to his niece. And he had 3 nieces that lived with them in their home in Portland. Here's a picture of the car in 1939. So again, the car is very well documented and have all the ownership information from new. It's a wonderful car in that respect. Let's go back outside before we take a look inside. Let's take a walk around. The car, again, stayed in the Vaughn family until 1964. It was then purchased by a collector, and it's gone through a couple of other collectors' hands until now, 2011. The car was repainted in black, the original color scheme, with the Vincennes red wheels, red pinstripe, and everything was done beautifully, as you can see. The finish, you can see my reflection. It's spectacular. It is still held extremely well. And this paint job was done probably sometime in the late 1960s, actually. But, again, the car in 1964 had 79,000 miles on it. Today it shows just over 82,000 miles. So it's only been driven about 3,000 miles in the last 40 years. So again, it's been collector-owned, well-maintained. All the little detail items are intact. The heron hood ornament, which was a $20 option in those days, still with the car. That great 1933 triple bar bumper, which was later copied by E.L. Cord on the Cords later in 1936, but this is 1933 Cadillac. Of course, 33 saw a lot of styling changes. The open fenders changed to a more skirted look. They really gave it the first touch of streamlining in 1933, the V'd radiator as well. And you can see as we're walking around just the overall wonderful condition of this car. The chrome is good, the paint is wonderful, the glass is great, all safety glass all the way around. This is, of course, a Classic Car Club of America, CCCA Classic, it's a full classic car. Can participate in any of their tours. It does have the trunk rack, Cadillac trunk rack from the factory with the V8 emblem. And 33 was the first year I believe you could get an integral trunk, one actually built in as well. This does have the trunk built in, and inside are the original tools, original jack, everything is there. It does have blue dot taillights also, in case you didn't notice. Tires and wheels are in excellent condition, and does have the Cadillac hubcaps. Running boards are excellent. Rubber is great. Here's a look at those hubcaps. You can see the V8 emblem. Again, Vincennes red, as ordered from the factory. Underneath, the car is exceptionally clean. I don't think we'll be able to see it here, but let me see if we can actually. Let's go underneath. Let me turn on the light here, and we will take a look and see if we can take a look underneath. You can see the car is wonderfully clean underneath. It has not been detailed for show, but could easily be done. It has not been abused. It has never been wrecked. The car is, again, a straight, true, original car that was always well cared for. Now let's take a look inside. Let's go back and look at the upholstery. The upholstery was done Again, absolutely perfectly and correctly. It's a great gray wool pinstripe. And you can see the stitching is straight. It's right on the mark. The kick panels, everything is right as it should be. The clock works. Yes, you can hear it ticking, I think. There it is. All the gauges work. They're all accurate. It's got great oil pressure. It runs cool, runs down the highway. Everything works. A great option on this car, which was very rare, is the radio. It does have a Cadillac radio in it, which works. And of course takes a moment to warm up. You can see there, Cadillac motor car radio. We should have some volume coming out of it here in just a moment. While that's going on, you can take a look at the carpeting, which is also excellent. And here comes our radio. But it's not Burns and Allen. I think it's Rush Limbaugh today. So, there we are. The radio does work, though. Headliner, also great. Look at the visors. The visors are great, too, with that striped fabric. Wonderful. Headliner, beautiful. Upholstery is beautiful. Again, it's had very little use since all of this was done. So the upholstery is in excellent condition. The doors close as a Cadillac should. Of course, it's a wood-framed car, but no rot, no damage. And you can see the detail on the finish. All of the handles are in excellent condition. No pitting. Same goes for the inside, too, if we take a look at the inside. And you look at the wood, and I'm glad we have sunlight here because you can see this parquet work on the wood. This is walnut, and this is all original. So you can see the quality of the work on this car that they really lavished on these cars. This is a Fisher-bodied car, not a Fleetwood, but a Fisher. And still spectacular workmanship on these cars. It does have a rear shade which pulls down. Little details if you look at what Cadillac did, the armrest. Aren't those neat? You do have a cigarette lighter ashtray on the side, assist straps here, and again, the overall quality of the upholstery is hard to overstate. It's absolutely lovely. And interesting, Cadillac, even the footrests have upholstery springs in them, so they actually are cushioned, not just a hard piece of wood with some fabric over it. They're actually cushioned, so when you put your foot on it, they're nice and soft. And again, a Cadillac feature. Door sill plates are all in excellent condition. Again, it's a wonderful car. Forgot to mention, 33 was the first year for Cadillac for what they called Fisher no draft ventilation, which to you and me means wing windows. And the wing windows crank out here. And this was a real innovation in 33. And this is an early production car also, because you can tell there's no bar in the window. This opens up all the way and you have a wide open window frame when you look at this. And when you close it and you then crank up the window, you'll see the bar appears and seals that edge. And it's a tight car. Doesn't really have any rattles or squeaks. It's been, again, well maintained. Let's take a look at the engine here. Allow me to hoist the hood. Again, the Cadillac 353 V8. Their stalwart V8 in the 1930s, early 1930s. It runs beautifully. It has been rebuilt through the years. As a matter of fact, the rebuild immediately after it was purchased in 1964 came with parts that were from the Cadillac factory. You could still get parts in 64 for the car. And since that time, it's had extensive engine work done, and it runs beautifully. It was reporcelainized, the manifolds, but as you can see, they do have a tendency to burn off, and that's just the nature of the beast. It does have an oil filter, accessory oil filter here, mechanical fuel pump, not a vacuum tank in those days, distributor is there. Again, it runs cool, radiator is excellent, and you do have these great side vents, which you can open all 6 of these on each side, should you care to. And again, great Art Deco lines on this car. Spectacular design work, which I'm sure Harley Earl had something to do with. Take a look at the other side of the engine. And because this car is equipped with a radio, it has something pretty rare, which is the original Cadillac, the static eliminator, which keeps the ignition noise from affecting the radio. And I got a little bit of a shadow here, but there you can see the Cadillac. There we are. It's the static eliminator. And the engine is excellent, runs beautifully, and like all aspects of this car, it has been extremely well maintained. We can take a look here. Here's your body numbers here. It's a body style 252, which is the Town Sedan for 1933. So I don't know what more I can really tell you. Even looking down here, details around here, as you can see. It is a beautiful car with a wonderful history. You certainly could not restore one today without spending a lot of money. 1933 Cadillac Model 355C Town Sedan. Thanks for watching.